Have you ever been on a date and in the midst of a date, you ask yourself, what was he thinking?
Or
what was she thinking? In this video, we're going to talk about 10 things you shouldn't do on a first date.
Hey fam, I'm Charmaine.
I'm Jomo.
And today we'll be discussing 10 things you should not do on a first date.
Dates.
All right, so of course we're in the car right now.
True that.
Kind of like on a first date.
True that.
And what is one of the things that you just totally hate for people to do on a first date?
Talk too much about themselves.
And then you can't re-engage them because it's like they're talking about themselves so much, right?
The reality is most people are comfortable talking about themselves.
Right.
And that's a category you feel fully confident in because you know yourself.
Right.
And on a first date, your goal for some people is to express some things about you so they can get a better understanding of who you are, what you've done, and where you've been. But we have to balance it because we have to make sure that we have balanced feedback and that we are making sure we are balancing the amount of time we're talking versus the time we're listening. Remember, you'll never learn anything new from yourself. So you have to make sure you listen and not just talk the whole time.
Right. I think when a person talks about themselves too much, it gives you a false sense of who they are and that they're very
centered.
Yes.
Or selfish.
So you want to make sure that you don't just talk about yourself. And a lot of people will do this, babe, on a first date because they're nervous.
Correct.
And they don't know what to say. And you know what? Sometimes in a date, it's okay to be silent. It's okay not to have anything to say and just enjoy the scenery or enjoy the dinner if you're having dinner, or enjoy whatever you're doing in silence. It's okay to have moments of silence. It's not okay to have long periods of time on a first date that's silent, but it's okay to be silent and not have anything to say.
At times.
So number 2, not engaging enough. So not asking any questions.
Yeah.
You want to ask questions because on a first date, you're really trying to get to know the person. And sometimes it's okay to even have some questions in your mind that you want to ask them ahead of time to be engaging.
It's not a bad thing to have, Google is a good friend, ask quality questions, because here's the thing. You want to figure out, is this a person that I want to go on a second date with?
Right.
So based on the answers they give me from the first date, it gives me a good idea if this is somebody I want to have a second date with.
Right.
So have good questions, where you're from, what you do, what would you like to do in life, to really get a good idea of who this person is and what they want to do in life.
Right.
All right, number 3, drinking too much. Now, and I'm not talking about water, okay?
No, we talking about that.
The liquor. So we have to be mindful that oftentimes if a person drinks too much, drinking
can be a bad indication.
It's a bad indication. And you may become somebody you're not.
Right.
We've been on dates before where we have seen,
we were on vacation one time with a couple.
Yes, Lord. And
the husband didn't drink
and the wife
was going hard.
The wife drank enough for all 4 of us.
And we were like,
wow, this is a problem. And I felt embarrassed for my brother, for the friend. At the same time, I'm trying to balance it that this is a bad look.
Because the thing is if it depends on the environment. So if we would have rented a cabin or something and we were hanging out and we bought alcohol and everybody's drinking and having a great time and being social, whatever, it's one thing. But to be sitting at dinner and you have 10 drinks at dinner.
You trying to think about, wait a second.
Are you going to make it back?
You need a ride home. You know what I'm saying? So
we're going to have to get a cab.
And it's a bad look if you go on a first date and you end up in a place where you're drunk, inebriated, or you slur your words, or you're vomiting, or you lost control.
Right.
All those things are red flags to run.
Right.
You're not getting a second date. For most rational people, unless you're drinking, because I remember we had another date, Charmaine, we went on and we were introduced to the couple, and I asked her brother a question. I said, hey, bro, so, what do you do for a living? The brother's answer was, I drink. And I was just dumbfounded.
And we just looked at the girl because
we know her.
They weren't married.
They weren't married.
She
was, she was a cool friend of ours, and she was introduced me to her new dude. So I'm like, cool. So I said, man, what you do for a living, bro? The brother says, I drinks.
I think that was his way of like shutting us up because he didn't really want to get to know us.
Yeah, I think he might have felt
he was being whatever.
I think he might have felt out of his depth.
Right.
Because sometimes I've learned.
He was hood.
Sometimes.
But the thing is, you don't know where people come from.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't judge people based off of
how
they look.
Yeah.
No, not you, but I think he was judging us.
Yeah, I think
he thought we were like uppity. And
well,
we were and I'm like, okay, you don't know where we came from.
Correct.
So,
I know sometimes people don't like to go out with me because like, oh, it's Pastor Jomo. Listen, I'm a dude before I'm a pastor. You know what I mean? And different environments.
Human.
Yeah. If you want to drink. I'm not a drinker. Okay.
Right. And not because he's a pastor.
Yeah, that's
he's
not my
never
flow.
been a drinker.
Yeah,
even when we were in college.
Yeah, that's not my flow. So again, you have to figure out your flow. But the gist of it is, don't put yourself in a bad spot by drinking too much on the first date. All right, next one.
All right, don't stay on your cell phone. Drop that phone.
Hey, what's up?
Drop that phone or texting obsessively while you're on a date.
Correct.
It makes a person feel like you're not interested in them, that you're not engaging with them. You don't want to get to know them. It makes you feel some kind of way.
You're not showing them value.
Right.
You're not showing them honor.
Respect.
You're not showing them respect.
Right.
So because you're making the phone the priority, so you might as well be dating the phone and not dating them.
Right.
So you have to make up in your mind that you got to set a rule for yourself that when I'm on a date or a first date, I have a certain decorum and certain rules for myself that I can give the best impression for the person I'm dating with.
Right.
Because see, if you're showing me on the first date that the phone is a priority, you're going to keep on doing it. So I want to set the precedent that if we're going to date, I want to make sure that I'm into you, that you see I'm into you. I'm making good eye contact. I'm vibing. I'm giving good hand gestures. I'm giving eye contact. I'm doing all the good body language. But if I don't do that and I stay on my phone, it means I have lost my focus on you.
Right.
Now, I have some issues. My wife knows that I got to be doing multiple things. And sometimes like, baby, stay with me. I almost feel like I'm a child. To God be the glory.
Oh, I don't want to
No,
make
I
you
know
feel
that.
that way.
My point to you is I know that I'm like a super multitasker.
Yes.
I just can't, I can't sit still.
Right.
So I understand. So I honor that she knows me and I know that I might be doing too much when she's telling me. So she's like, babe.
I've gotten to know him enough to know that that's something that he has to do. He has to be doing multiple things. And so it's different when you get to know somebody and you know that that's how they are. You tend to just dismiss it as, okay, this is something that they have to do versus making it, more than what it is. Like you can read into it more than what it is if you're not engaging.
I'm always on the next goal.
Right.
So I'm like, I can stop, but she has to check me on that. And I can receive that.
Right.
All right.
Number 5.
Showing up late. Ooh.
I mean, you have ruined the date before the date got started because if this is a punctual person, forget about it. You have just really messed up the whole mood for the night or like, let's say you show up late or they're late and you had a reservation or it was a play or something they were trying to take you to. You've just ruined the date literally by showing up late. So
am I punctual?
You're a punctual person. I've learned to be punctual based off of him being punctual.
Listen. It matters. All those little details matter.
Now, I've always been punctual when it comes to work, but disrespecting myself and people around me, I had to learn. Over time that it's not cool to be late. So if you know that you're a person that takes a long time to get ready, time it out right so you have time to get yourself together and, lollygag, whatever you do before to get yourself together. And then, so that way you can be... I actually try to be early now. Like if I can't leave maybe 20, 30 minutes before I even need to be there, then, I feel like I'm rushing.
Yeah, some people have the gift of late.
Right. And if you have the gift of late, then make some adjustments.
Tighten up, man. I mean, It's amazing me. Many weddings are late. Right. And I'll never figure that out because The
You
plane,
had so much time to plan.
the plane leaves on time. The cruise
Right.
ship leaves on time.
And you're on time for those things.
The doctor, you're going to show up on time, but for your wedding. But I think maybe because it's their wedding.
No, that's not, no. I'm
Well,
not even going to give them that excuse.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Number 6, talking about your past relationships on a first date.
What
is
are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
The person doesn't want to hear about your last boyfriend or girlfriend on your first date. They want to get to know you.
You know what? I'm so happy I met you, because, I've dated like 35 guys. And what? Did you say 35? And, and a guy said she dated 35 guys. So that means at least, 60% of them probably hit that.
Is that what guys would think?
Oh, yes, that's exactly what guys would think. Because most
that
guys.
That doesn't necessarily mean that you have sex with them.
But I
can understand a guy thinking that, though.
It's not all men. But I know there's a lot of men that I know that they're not dating because they're dating for other things.
And that is a good reason why you need to take it slow and get to know a person before you move forward into other things.
And you don't want to talk about you. Well, I'm so thankful, man. You on time. Cause my old boyfriend, he was always late. You know what? I'm so thankful you paid for dinner. Cause my old boyfriend, he ain't never paid for nothing. You know what? You listen to me. But you know what? I'm so glad you listen to me because my old boyfriend would never listen to me. Dang it. Can you get your old boyfriend out your head?
Conversation, right. Yeah, I definitely think that keeping your past relationship out of the conversation is a must for a first date.
You're not going to do that? Well, my old girlfriend would do that for me. You're not going to cut my steak up for me? You ain't going to cut my food up for me? My old girl.
On a first date?
Whoa.
You better cut your own steak.
Whoa. This brother got problems. He got some problems.
You need your mama to come up here.
Ooh.
Okay, so number 7. Don't talk about unnecessary medical history on your first date.
I'm so glad you dated me. I haven't had a date in 2 years. Ever since I got them herpes, it's been hard out here. What did you say?
What?
I got them genital warts.
No, you're talking about
STDs. What are you talking about?
I'm even talking about you might have to share with someone if you have an allergy to something because you guys are on a first date. You may have dinner. Having an allergy. Hey, you have a nut allergy
here's
or something
one.
that.
Oh, I can't sit here. I got them hemorrhoids. What?
Jumbo, that is really TMI.
That's my whole point. They should not be talking about these things.
Or let's say you just had a serious medical condition, like you just got over cancer, or
that's real.
You have cancer and you just haven't shared. That can
Pump the brakes.
Right. That can be a downer for a first date, and it can cause a person to feel very uncomfortable and really not open up to you because they feel bad that they're talking about themselves and you're going through so much. It could really overpower the whole date. Now, if you're an attention seeker and that was your goal, then you may not get a second date from that person.
Correct.
So just know that
those are not things I'm trying to engage with on the first date.
Not on the first date. Yeah.
All right. Number 8, being rude to the service people.
This is a no-no for me because I used to be a service person.
Listen.
If you are down talking service people, rude to them,
or overly just this ain't right. This ain't right. My head hurt.
I want my steak crispy on the edges, medium well on the inside.
Then take your butt home. Go cook your own steak. Is that place Black Rock where you cook your own steak?
Yeah, you cook your own steak.
Go to Black Rock and go cook your own steak. Yeah, now Black Rock, if y'all want to send me some steak calls.
Oh no, I don't want this. Oh, there was something on my glass and this is so ridiculous. Can I have a manager?
Lord help us.
Please
take a breath.
Have you ever been on just a dinner date with somebody that was just obnoxious about everything? It's like they need to eat at home all the time. Don't go out.
Don't go out. I was reading an article about a guy went on a first date, and the lady said, "Boy, these immigrants just get on my nerves."
Wow.
And she didn't know he was an immigrant. And then she went after the waitress because the waitress didn't speak English good and just was all in. And he felt so embarrassed. He went to the bathroom, paid for the dinner, and never saw her again.
Wow.
Why? Because there's certain things, how you treat people is a reflection of who you are.
Right.
And if you can't treat the least or the server right, you're not going to treat me right.
Right.
And you have to think what's going on in their life. You know, it may be a bad day of service. We've gotten bad service before.
Right. And we're still not rude to them.
We're not going to be rude to them because, again, we don't know all the circumstances attached. It may be the cook's fault. It may be the waiter's fault. You don't know. So I'm not going to judge this person.
And a lot of times people will go off on the waiter for the food being late, but that's not even their fault.
Correct.
They're not cooking your food.
Correct. And sometimes they do forget and make sure, but you don't, it's not your job to prosecute everybody.
Right.
Give some grace.
Right. It says a lot about who you are as a person.
All right. The next
Number
one.
9.
Don't talk about politics.
Do not talk about politics on a first date. This is just like...
Okay, you may be a Republican or you may be a Democrat. You may be a Trumper. You may be a Biden person. You may be an Obama person. Listen.
And you may be neither.
Correct. We have friends who are Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. Right. Now, if our friendship is based on a political party, we don't need to be friends.
Right.
Just we cool with that. I'm cool with that because at the end of the day, it should be more than a party. And that's things I'm so frustrated in the world we're in right now. Mm-hmm. It's so tribal.
It's very divided.
We can't just have a different opinion. I hate you.
The thing is, to me, you're not a well-rounded person if you can't be around people that don't have your same opinion about everything. If everybody around you has to have the same opinion about everything that you think about and everything you like, then you're around like ameners, like people that just amen everything you say.
Co-sign everything you say.
You don't want people like that.
No.
Because then it doesn't give you a sense of...
You don't have balance.
You're not well balanced. You're not cultural. Like you're not... Well, I'm not trying to say cultural.
No, you're not... You cannot... True genius is the ability to understand both people's perspective. We in the car.
Jomo's,
That's my radar detector. I already got it, babe.
Okay.
True wisdom or true understanding or true intelligence is the ability to understand both sides of the argument without making a decision.
Right.
Meaning I understand, and that's what I'm saying.
And it expands your paradigm in the way you think, because sometimes you can be so one-sided in your thinking.
You can't even hear
that you can't even understand somebody else's point of view. And you want to be able to hear other people's point of view in order for you to be a well-rounded person just in general.
I understand the Republican platform. It makes sense.
And I understand the Democrat platform.
And I understand based on where you are in life.
I agree with all of it in any platform.
Correct. I understand the thought process. Some people take politics to religious.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a religious thing. What are you talking about?
You can't be Christian if you're a Democrat. You can't be Christian if you're a Republican.
You a lie. You a lie.
Come on. So I just think to just not get emotionally...
Learn the person before you learn their politics.
Right. Because their politics is everything. And there's plenty of couples that have great relationships where the wife or the husband is Democrat and the wife or the husband is Republican.
They like the spice.
Right.
And lastly, number 10. Complaining a lot.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my feet hurt. My back hurt.
Traffic? Oh, you see this traffic? Man. Oh, my God. The wait for the restaurant is
I
too
hate my
much.
job. I hate my job.
Oh, my God. Do you see this guy? He's walking so slow across the street.
If you don't say one positive word, Lord Jesus, everything is negative. The food sucks, the car sucks, my life sucks, the house sucks, my body sucks, my eyes sucks.
I hate my job.
I hate my job. I hate my mom. I hate my kids. Friends. I hate my life. I hate my clothes.
Yeah.
Get away from me, Satan. Get away from me. I don't want to be around nobody that's negative all the time. You want
positive vibes. People want to feel good. One of the, there's a quote, and I'm about to kill the quote, but it's something like, people don't remember things you buy them. People don't remember the things that, but people remember how you make them feel. And if you're constantly being negative, you're a Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer, you're a Becky.
Not Becky, a Debbie Downer.
Well,
like from Saturday Night Live. Okay. Remember, she used to say all the negative things. Well, anyway, so I hope this video blessed you. If you are going on a first date, heed our advice.
Please.
Enjoy yourself. Try to stay positive.
Engage with great questions.
Right.
Be a good listener.
All of that.
And you'll have a great day.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Well, we love you. Remember,
Love, laugh, and learn.